the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What up, everybody? Welcome into the Friday edition of the Auburn Blitz. It is Final Four Eve, and we are glad to have Lyndon with us today. Finally, make this work.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited to be here. It feels like Christmas Eve.
It does feel like Christmas Eve. We're excited.
I'm excited. I wish I was in San Antonio. Here, here's like the great debate, and I would like to know, we'll just kick it off. I want to know y'all's opinion on this. Do you feel if you plan your Final Four trip, I have two of my best friends live in San Antonio. I have plenty of friends, even that are not like best friends in San Antonio. It's a weird place, but there's a lot of people there. And when flights were like $137, I'm talking about even a month ago, I was like, I need to buy it. And I was talking to my friend Allie Davidson. I know Brett, you know her, and she's like, don't do it, don't jinx it. Everyone was like, don't, except my friend in San Antonio, they're like, book the flight. I didn't do it. And now I will be cheering from the great state, as Morgan Wallen would say, God's country. Because flights are now, they went up to like $800,000, $900,000. Like,
the only thing that got jinxed was everybody's credit card.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I just think, I don't know how y'all feel about that. If you plan ahead for like a tournament style thing, like, do you think that could set your team up to be jinxed? Like, my brother wouldn't put Auburn in his bracket past the Sweet 16 because he wanted to not jinx it.
All of us Auburn fans are so superstitious. Me and Faith talked about that the other day. I'm like, what do you do? Is there something that you do or what? I mean, we all are just like always worried. We're like standing outside during the game, can't let somebody else come in, something good happen. Oh, you got to stay in the kitchen. You can't come back into the living room. You can't even watch it.
Yep.
So we'll
100%.
be doing that too.
I'll tell you right now, Thomas Lynn Murphy, Auburn grad, will not be watching this game with me because he watched Duke at our place. He watched Florida at our place.
No, he's out.
He's out. He's done.
Yep.
So
no admittance for him. Well, we're glad we've got you here with us, and we're going to get started, obviously, and talk about the Final Four, but we got to take care of a little business here as we get rolling, and we want to thank some of our partners here, and we'll thank them throughout the show. We want to thank Sensa Green for air that's cool and clean. Call on Sensa Green. They are the carrier experts here in the state of Alabama. They are saving you thousands of dollars on new installs and new units, and boy, it was a little taste of summer today, and it's only going to get hotter as we move on through. The South is brutal. You better make sure that air conditioner is running. So call on Sensa Green. Scout Program Management, full-service construction management firm, specializing in educational projects from the pre-construction phase all the way through the final product till they hand you the keys. Scout Program Management will take you through the entire process. And Bunkers in downtown Auburn, one of Faith and I's favorite places to go eat, hang out. Great food, great service, great bars, TVs everywhere. Official home for March Madness here in Auburn. 50 parking spots right downtown there on West Glen. Make sure you take advantage of it and head over to Bunkers. Faith, I tell you, we've been trying to get Lyndon on. We were a little worried about her last night and all the storms that were blowing through. We had this happen, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, this is the first time I've had to take cover. I mean, like, I'm married now, and I've been married almost 2 years. But last night I was like, I've never had to take cover with you. I don't think I've had to take cover since I lived in Auburn, because there's not been, even in Birmingham where tornadoes would come like around there, they were just never coming where we were.
Right.
Last night, it was like line after line. It all started in Fairview, which is kind of southwest of Franklin, and it just went straight through the same path. It was pretty crazy. I had my friends in Birmingham, meteorologists, there calling and waking me up, and I was like, all right, let's go.
Everybody was just checking on you, making sure you were good.
To the bathtub we go.
Faith and I were texting a few weeks ago when we had the storms coming through, and she's like, hey, is everything good up there? I'm like, there's literally a tornado headed right for my house. So I'm like, I'm going to sign off for a second. Hopefully I'll be able to talk to you again.
I mean, Lake Martin.
It's a magnet.
At least Chad always, he says, I am so scared to ever own property on Lake Martin because it is a magnet.
It absolutely is a magnet. And Faith, you got some storms down there that night too in Auburn. It wasn't quite as bad as it was here in Alex City, but it was.
Yeah, no, we were kind of expecting a lot more. My roommates and I did. We all sat by the door because it's got a big window out of it, and we were just waiting for
That is what you're not supposed to do, Faith.
Oh, I know it. You're telling me. I know it.
And then I get a video of hurricane force winds and rain, and we're sheltering down. I'm like, man, this is all bad.
Faith's like, let's go on.
No, I'm literally taking a video and I'm sending it to Brett, and then all of a sudden there's like a big strike of lightning and a thing of thunder, and you can hear all 5 of us girls go ah at once, and then you can hear the dog paws like scattle on the floor, and I was like,
no. Tornadoes are scary. Tornadoes are not fun to cover. Like, I'll never forget working in Florida, and my boss called and told me to drive towards Manatee County. There's a tornado on the ground, and I was like, you do realize that's like very dangerous. Hurricanes, when you're covering them, can be more, I don't want to say fun, that's the wrong word, but less like stressful because it's kind of more planned.
Hurricane party.
You're kind of like well, you know, like you're just kind of in a more protected space. Like, you know, working for like a news organization, like they know where to put you and everything. So, but tornadoes, So I'm glad. I know people had travel delays too, getting to Texas because of all the storms that have been coming through, and that will continue to come through. Honestly, through
I think Sunday's supposed to be
Sunday.
rough.
Yeah. So I'm glad everyone, you know, is getting to San Antonio. I know some fans, some Barstool employees had some difficulties getting there.
Well, we're on the outnumbered version of the Auburn Blitz today, as I'm surrounded by women on this program. And I'm going to let you guys have the floor most of the time because that's what we do. We just step aside and let you guys take over. That's why it's called Outnumbered. So I'm stealing Fox News's show today. Faith, let's start, and then we'll get down to Lyndon here. It is Final Four Eve. We are 24 hours away, a little bit more than 24 hours away from the tip of Auburn's second Final Four against the Florida Gators. The only matchup we've had this year with them was a loss at Neville Arena. We've talked about it all week. What do you got to add at this point?
Yeah, I'm just kind of at this point waiting to see if we come out with that same energy that we had at the beginning of the season, if we have that same level of enthusiasm that I saw also at practice. We've talked about it all season long. We've got to be making the free throws, and I feel like this is going to be a crucial game that the free throws are going to need to – we're going to have to make all of them because –
every point.
Yeah, we've struggled a little bit throughout the season, but I'm hoping, Janai, it said he practiced and he's back 100% and will be back for the game. So that's going to be a key factor as well, him being back. And we don't need Chad to get hurt throughout the game either because he's also going to need to be on the top of his game. Yeah, he's always – every time he goes down, I feel like the entire fan base is like,
always. Lyndon, I'm going to throw something at you. Our 3-point defense was terrible against Florida, and that's really the difference. And I know the free throws were terrible too in that game. If I recall, I think we shot 61%. That
was the most.
That may be the worst free throw game we've had.
Yeah, that performance against Florida, start to finish, was abysmal.
Terrible.
It was one of those games where you're just like, forget it. We've seen Florida go on ups and downs even since then. I'm excited to play Florida. I think it's cool. You have a final. No one else in the country probably think this is like SEC bias. Like, I think it's cool for the first time ever. You have 2 SEC teams in the Final Four. I think it's good that Florida beat Auburn in the regular season. And it was that was when Auburn was like, we were about to roll in and just, that was before the Bama game and Tuscaloosa. That was like, on fire, and Florida just put it out. It was, I like that. Like I want the chip on the shoulder. I want to go into the game knowing that they embarrassed us. And obviously it's basketball. There's so many games, so many turnarounds. Like the team, I think mentally is obviously beyond past that, but I think it has to give them some like juice they can like make a statement. And, Florida, what they did when they came back against Texas Tech was number one. That was impressive. So, you got to take notes of that. You got to keep the foot on the gas the entire game tomorrow night. And no lead is too big. You have to want to play.
Yeah.
Like Faith said, with that urgency, that intensity, that enthusiasm that Dylan has talked about that was lacking since the Kentucky game until the Michigan State game, and just leave it all on the floor. I love Charles Barkley's message to the team. Have y'all seen, that video where he was saying, like, I didn't have a championship.
Right.
Like you can write history. Like you can go the rest of your life saying that. And I love that he's there. There's nothing like the Final Four. Give me the Final Four over college football national championship every day of the week. From a media perspective too, 100%. Like I am so happy for everyone that's going out there to cover it for the first time. There's nothing like it.
That's when Brett, we talked about this a little bit, or I guess we'll talk about it later. I don't really know because these are all pre-recorded. But we talked about how Charles Barkley, his message to the team, and Dylan's kind of piggyback response on top of that. And he's already had his moment earlier after Alabama State, talking about how the team needed that intensity back. But what he said was talking about making his mark with the university and how this team is the deserving team. And, in 2019, how they got to the Final Four, but it went away, and how after now this team is the group of guys that are going to be able to make that impact. They've overcome so much, and they're honestly just, they have the players and they have the talent to do it.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Like this team, 2019 team should have won it all. Everyone knows Virginia double dribbled, but that team was like the team of destiny. Like that was the boy. They were not the.
They were the 2013 Auburn football team.
Yeah, like this team, 2025, like they're legit. They're legit. Like they're like 2019. It was just it was 2013. It was like this keeps happening. Yes, destiny. They had everything. You had these, nobody's like. From a recruiting standpoint, but like in 2025, it's like you have the best player in college basketball in Janai Broome. You have these, you have Tahad Pettiford. Like you have all these people that are just better. Like
they have all the talent for it.
You got to do it.
And you got to grab it.
Yeah. And that's when he said, I want to make our own history. But the 2019, we wouldn't be here without them. They put us on the map, which is exactly what you're saying, Lyndon. Like the 2019 team should have won it all, but we can't keep going back to that. And now that we've got this new group of guys, they're going to make their own history. They're destined for greatness with how well they've played all season, except for that last half. But you've got to overcome some things to be able to.
I want to bring up a point to both of y'all, and I haven't really stressed, but now looking back, getting out to a fast start is massively important. I want to go back to the Auburn-Alabama game in Tuscaloosa. We jumped out to an 11-2 lead. I think we won the game by 9, didn't we? Right? I didn't check the score. I think I'm close. All right. What's the difference there? Okay. What did Auburn do against Michigan State? 23-8. Right? Yes. After that, it was pretty even. Okay. There's a couple more games I can go down through there. I know Alabama got off to a bad start against somebody else. And
you're correct. 9 points.
9 points. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So, right. If you don't think it's big, like I know basketball is a game of runs, but getting out to a big start and playing ahead, like I was at the Michigan State game, and I just kind of eased up myself when we got up 23-8. I'm like, man, we're about to run them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, we took about 4 stupid shots in about 4 straight trips down the floor and allowed them to fight back in it. But we never gave up. I mean, they cut it to 5 one time, but then we immediately pushed it back to 10, and it was 9, 10, 11, 8, 10. It was stayed in that range. I was sitting beside 2 Michigan State girls, and they were like, we just can't get it below 9. You can't get it below 9. Like, so you play differently when you're ahead. You're trying to maintain, and you got to think mentality-wise playing basketball. Now you've got to make 5 shots just to tie it. When you're behind, your approach is just so different. So I think it's so important. You look at Auburn against Texas A&M. What a horrible start. Never recovered from it. Fought, like you were fighting the uphill the whole game. So I think you're right. I think both of y'all have said that. I know Faith said it throughout the podcast over the last several weeks. And Lennon, you just said it, getting out to a fast start is massive to success. It doesn't automatically mean that you're going to win, but you can go back through and look at all these stats and see people that have leads at halftime. And it's always like, oh, they're 30-1 when leading at half or something like. It's more a mental edge than it is anything.
Yeah.
100%.
But the other thing that we've seen throughout the tournament for Florida is they've had a rough start in the first half in their games, and they've come out on the other side at the end of the second half, and they've won it. And so I think it is going to be important coming out of halftime. I know that starting out with a lead is going to be huge, but also coming out of the half and making more of a lead and scoring more points and stuff like that is also going to be such an important part, because they've been so well at coming back from playing a crappy first half. So that's going to be a huge, huge part.
And me and Faith talked about this, Lyndon. We thought the UConn game was the game. Everybody in their run to a national title has that one game they have to escape. You go back to the 19 year, Auburn escaped New Mexico State in the first round. They had a shot to win the game, and we only beat them by 1 point. All right, so but we that propelled us on through. That was, to me, Florida's game against UConn, and I was telling Faith during the game, I'm like, if they get past this, they're not going to play this bad again. This is the one shot to get them out of this thing. And then they come back and play like that against Texas Tech. So I really do think they have trended down a little bit. They were really on a heater going into the SEC tournament. Yeah. But they've started to go down a little bit, even though they've been able to figure out a way to win these games. And it always starts with Walter Clayton Jr. And look, let me say this. I know we get in foul trouble, but that guy gets in foul trouble too. And there's lots of times he has to go to the bench for extended amounts of time. If Auburn's able to attack him and get him with 2 early fouls, man, changes the whole dynamic of the way they play.
100%. I'm just reading up on the stats from Florida and Auburn when they first met up. And yeah, it was.
Was that a 9-point game too?
No, that was. Yes, 90-81.
I thought we came back and made it.
Came back because we made all our threes in the last 10 minutes. Yeah.
We were down 17, 18. Yeah. I mean, most of the game, it was terrible. I mean, it was just a terrible performance all the way around. But Faith knows this. I've said this a million times. Will Richards scares the hell out of me more than Walter Clayton, because he's the guy that'll come down in 4 consecutive trips and hit 4 threes. And it's like you were tied or had a 2-point lead, and now you're down by 10. Because this guy's all of a sudden gone nuts. You remember the guy for Duke? He had 18 points in the first half, and I don't think he's made a shot since. But that's the thing that scares you about basketball. One guy can get on a heater and score 15, 18 points, and he's a 2 or 4 point per game average guy. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, crap. That's just what you have to deal with in basketball. But we have the same guys too. Chad Baker can score 20. Tahad can score 20. Miles can score 20. Denver can score 20. We know Janai Broome scores 20. I mean, we got a boatload of guys that can put 20 points on the board.
Yeah, and the same thing with Alex Condon. He during our game, he had 17 points. And he was the one that I thought he was playing brain telepathy with some of them out there. Just he was I don't even know
Different
how
wavelength.
he was just there whenever anyone was throwing it to him. And I mean, there's been some games where he hasn't been scoring as much as he did with us. And so I think that's going to be another huge part, that he can't get hot the way that he did.
Here's the crazy thing about, here's three guys: Janai Broome, Alex Condon, and Cooper Flagg. All three about broke their leg. All right. Alex Condon still hasn't recovered. Okay. Faith, I think that's why he's not playing as well. I still think he's having to heavily brace that thing. He tweaked it again the other night. Janai Broome has battled this ankle thing all year. And I don't know how Cooper Flagg didn't snap his leg the way he landed. That was the worst. I'm thinking, well, he's done for the tournament. So, so all three of those guys have had bad ankle injuries, and it's hindered them a little bit. And I mean, obviously Cooper Flagg's been able to recover, but I think Janai has had a shoulder. Now he's got an elbow, a knee, and an ankle. And it's like, I feel like I'm singing that song, whatever that.
Head, shoulders, knees.
I might as well just bust out in rhyme there. And then you got Cooper Flagg. Then you got, I mean, all of these guys. Alex Condon had a nasty ankle injury, and it looked like he might be out. So all three have survived that and have made it to the Final Four.
And it's one of those things everyone saw Janai, and it was so miraculous that nothing, like seriously.
How you do that? His knee, his elbow, and his ankle all at one time.
And they all bent different directions. But, they're going to, and it's the part of the game. It's like Florida knows that. Like, they saw that. And it's like, it's just, he's got to stay intact during the game, because they're going to already be putting so much pressure on him, double teaming him. Like, he's the focus of, their defensive scheme. And they're going to be playing him hard. Like, they're going to try to go after him, and
no doubt
stands tall.
I don't appreciate them showing that clip over, and that was, oh my gosh, that was so nasty.
Which one? Cooper Flagg?
No, of Janai.
Oh, Janai. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about when he did all three things at one time?
Yes.
Well, being
snoring back there. I'm sorry.
We have appearances by our dogs, Lyndon. Copper was up on the couch. Now he's on the floor. And Lyndon, I know you got dogs. And Faith, Lucy is a regular on the Auburn Blitz podcast. She is on as much as Faith is. So
she's snoring, and I can see she's like running in her dreams right now. So I don't really
running in her dreams.
Lito's already in bed. Like, he's getting human food right now because he's been a little sick, and so I got ground beef, and I'm just like little Paula Dean over here for him. And I think he's already he eats and he just goes to bed, and it's crazy. But what did make me feel so confident? Like, Auburn's depth, I think, really showed against Michigan State, and their resilience and how they respond to adversity with Broome going out and Chaney Johnson and just everybody stepping up. And at this point, and I mean, think about how much basketball they've played. Your bench has to be strong. You have to have a complete team performance. One guy, two guys, they're not going to win it for you in the Final Four.
No. Miles Kelly, I'm glad, and I know he is not going to have to play another game in State Farm Arena. If he goes to the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks do not need to draft him, because he couldn't hit anything. But now you go to Rupp Arena, and he burns the nets off the rim. And so I'm hoping that, we didn't see much out of Miles there in the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. We saw Todd Pettiford, and then we saw, obviously, Denver Jones. All three are going to have to play well. We're down to crunch time, and we can't afford. Chad Baker's got to score. They all have to score, because every little bitty thing, like Faye said about free throws. I mean, you've got to cash in on these type of games are the ones you look up and you lose by 4 and you went 12 of 26 from the free throw line. And you go, what in the hell? I mean, can we not shoot a free throw? And I'll be honest, 2 years ago in Birmingham, I was at the Houston game, and we were in that game. Houston was the number 1 seed, and Janai Broome missed like 10 in a row. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it felt like it. And then we had all those wasted possessions, and they ended up winning the game and kind of pulling away late. But I'm like, if you hit your free throws, it's a 1 to 2 possession game.
Free throws are a cheat code. Get ahead when the clock's not running.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And we have struggled all year with those.
And like you said, Brett, with Miles Kelly, last time against Florida, he scored 22 points.
Need those 22.
And yeah, we haven't seen too much out of him. But that game, Denver Jones only scored 2. So in chat,
I'm going to go ahead and put a bet out there for all of us. Denver Jones ain't going to just score 2 points in this game. I'll go ahead and put that out there for everybody.
Yeah,
so,
there's no way.
So there's some points that we're going to add right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we just can't lose any from anybody else.
No.
Let's say like if Denver had had a typical game, tie ball game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we lost by 9.
Which is crazy. It feels like we lost by 20.
Well, because we were losing by 20 the whole game. And we came back at the end and really that was kind of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
That game was way
garbage time. It was decided.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was.
We turned the heaters on way too late, and that's why tomorrow it's going to be dude, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep pre-recording.
Well, we only record about 4 shows a day, so I don't even know what I'm doing most of the time.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, we've got to come out the gates with the heaters on and just
no question
get ready to go, because I don't want to be trailing behind the entire time. And
yeah, it just look, I'll be honest with you. At the Michigan State game, it was just so much more enjoyable being ahead. Now, then I was worried that they were going to come back, and I was waiting on the run. But, man, it just feels so much better when you're sitting there and you're in the lead rather than trying to come back. So that was a positive part of that. All right, let's get to some more of our partners here on the program. We want to thank Sure Shot. Linda knows about Sure Shot here in Alexander City. Sure Shot is the official place for all your outdoor gear. I get all my guns and ammo and apparel from them. You need to do the same. 256-329-0080. Turkey season is well underway now. Make sure you go, and if you want to buy a new gun, Browning sale going on right now. 10% off on all Browning guns. So make sure you get by there and see them. Oliver Ross, a full service bartending service for your weddings, your corporate gatherings, for your private parties from 20 to 20,000. They handle fraternity, sorority parties as well. Go check out Oliver Ross on Instagram and Facebook and look, hook up with them, because if you try to do it yourself, you're just going to end up spilling it all over the place and looking like an idiot and embarrassing yourself. And you don't want to do that. Old Number One Customs. If you're looking to remodel your kitchen or your bathroom, this is who you call. This is who will take care of everything that you need. Can't say enough about them. Brand new to our program. You're going to get your tax returns back soon. Okay. So why not remodel that kitchen or that bathroom that you've been looking at for so much, for so long, and your wife's pissed because you won't ever spend any money. So here's your opportunity to have 0% on financing and no upfront costs. Just call Old Number One Customs and their partner business, JFA Blue Plumbing. We can't say enough about our health. They installed the Atlas Duo home water filter system starting at around $1,500, 0% down, 0% APR, pure water. And if you ever see what comes out of these filters, you'll be buying one. You need the filter. So JFA Blue Plumbing can come install that, and you can drink clean water. And we all want to be healthy. We all don't want to have that junk. I mean, I'm serious, guys. Have you ever seen these filters? Like, you would never, do not drink out of the tap ever again.
No, they have microplastics allegedly. I've started giving my dogs filtered water.
Yep.
There you go.
Out of the fridge.
I can't go back to the emergency vet. I can't do it.
Everything's just so, man, I tell you, the world we live in.
Once I saw the way that the water stained my dog's bowl, and it had like a hard water kind of line in
Yeah.
it. I said, I said, you're not drinking any of that anymore.
Nope, nope, nope.
Forget about it.
And we're supposed to have the cleanest water in the world. And just think about some of these other countries, man. Ew. Wow. Okay. All right, ladies, it's been great. Lyndon, it's always fun having you with us.
Guys, it's so I really hope I want to win tomorrow so bad.
Do we stay away from predictions?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm really upset. I have my Sweet 16 coffee mug. I don't know where my Final Four coffee mug is from 2019, and I'm upset about it. But I have my Final Four backpack. I may use it as a purse.
Well, I'm going to put my Final Four shirt on that I got.
I was going to say, I have mine.
You better wear yours too.
Right
my
here.
brother got one. I doubt he got me one, but he should have.
I mean, shame on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's watching this, so shame on him.
He does.
For not taking care of his sister.
And
then he's going to text me and go, Brett, are you serious right now? Did you call me out about that?
Wait, well, let's not make predictions in the game, but can we predict how many churros Charles Barkley's going to eat this weekend?
Charles Barkley has had some pretty curt things to say about San Antonio. It's
my favorite. It's my favorite feud.
About big women. Big women.
No, that's like, it's hilarious.
Big women.
He's posting all over Instagram. He's eating the churros. Like it's that's why I wanted to go so bad. Like I think it's just poetic. Auburn playing.
It is. Like everything's kind of lining up. The stars are lining. I'm just saying, like Churro, Charles Barkley, the comments, and we're playing in San Antonio. I mean, I gotta have a little bit of vibe thing. So I mean,
Yeah, well, let's all just
Auburn people. We can't talk about anything because everything we say is going to jinx something.
I know.
So, but it's the life of an Auburn fan.
Yeah.
That's what we deal with.
Well, it's been fun. We should do a reaction show on Sunday morning.
Well, we absolutely should. And here's the kicker: if we win, Faith and I, along with Kim and Braden and Brindley and her boyfriend Reese, are going to be in a SUV headed to San Antonio. So
good.
And so you're looking at the pilot up here, right here. That's going to be driving SUV.
I'll be asleep in the back.
No kidding. You and the rest of the whole, every single person else will be in there asleep too. So out like a light. So because
you'll have your music up so loud, I think you'll be able to stay awake.
You dang right, girl. Just get ready. 14 hours.
Let's do
We're going to be blasting it to the ceiling. So.
You're lucky I'm not going to bring Lucy. She'd be stanking it up in there.
Yeah, you'd be blaming her for going through. I won't name the city. I just can't do it. Every time we pass through the city, you think, well, there's Lucy again. It's like, no. Everybody probably knows what we're talking about.
Before I knew that, I always blamed her.
That's right. And then I was like, no, unfortunately, that's not the dog. It's the place.
It's the place.
It's the place. So I think everybody knows what we're talking about. But anyway, Lyndon, be safe. Hopefully those storms will get the heck out of there and everything will be good.
Yeah. Shout out to the Nashville Auburn Club. They do a great job up here. So the Greater Nashville Auburn Club.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, Faith. Watch party tomorrow.
Yes, there's a watch party at Neville Arena. Mm-hmm. Everybody should be there if you're in the Auburn area. And if you're not there, you need to be at Bunkers.
Bingo. There you go.
And those are the only places you should be watching the game.
You're not going to get to sit in there and drink it up and have your own personal space. If you're in Neville Arena, you can do that at Bunkers. But if you want to be in the crowd and act like you're in the game, you can go to Neville Arena. Hey, you don't lose either way.
Bring your peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms. Your shout out there for Paula.
Yep. But you know what? Actually,
she can't vacuum the floor in Neville Arena, so she's gonna have to do that early.
I need to ask Paula if we can eat the orange and blue ones because they're orange and blue too.
Uh-oh.
I need to text Paula.
You're going. Here we go. All this controversy and stuff. We even complicate M&Ms as Auburn fans.
I know.
We just do it. Well,
it's been real.
Awesome time, guys. The outnumbered version of Auburn Blitz with Lyndon and Faith. I just get to sit over here and hang out. So
normally I'm outnumbered, so I'm glad you're here.
That's
Lyndon.
right. That's right.
Outnumber Brett.
We'll get Lyndon worked in more, so I'll gladly be the outnumbered person and let you guys take the floor.
Yeah, who let Randy off?
You know, Randy's got 14 other businesses he's running. And he can appreciate that too. So he'll be on with me tomorrow in bright and early at 7:00 from 7 to 9. So Saturday Sports Countdown.
The best show on a Saturday. I tell you what.
Right. Been running with Saturday Sports Countdown for a long time.
Over a decade.
Everybody talks about, can't wait till Saturday. I've been getting up at freaking 6:15 on Saturdays for 20 years.
The hustle is sold separately.
Faith was only 2 years old when I started Saturday Sports Countdown. I just went ahead and stole her thunder because she has to throw in my face the young part all the time. So
I don't even mean to, but sometimes when you reference stuff, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're exactly right. You're right. I know you don't. I know you don't mean anything malicious by it, but I'm just saying it's like crap. I did that 20 years ago and she was 2.
Wow.
My God. But now here we all are. Right? And we're getting ready to watch the Final Four tomorrow. All right, guys, we want to thank everybody. Thank all of our sponsors, all of you. We appreciate you more than you know, all of you that subscribe. Continue to spread the word. We really appreciate it. We're here with you every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8:00, and our Auburn Blitz show right here. Also at noon to 1. So you can catch all that on YouTube, Facebook, and Charter 701 if you got Charter Cable. So a lot of places to find us. Lyndon, have a great night. Yes, we will catch up with you on Sunday and get your reaction of and going to have hopefully a very happy reaction on that. So everybody have a great rest of your day. Head into the weekend. Go Auburn, War Eagle. Faith, best day ever. And a big old War Eagle from you. Go ahead and give it to everybody.
War Eagle.